Good morning, high class gardeners. Hey, TMB, how you doing this morning? Did I get y'all wet? Oh my, I'm spraying everything with water. Woo. Good morning, you all. Good morning, growers. Good morning. I was trying to get those sprinklers set. So, what y'all got growing this morning? You know, we always talking about growing. So, the day is no different. Let me see. How in the world did I get this set up? All right, then I'm figuring out how to turn around cameras and stuff, and ain't even what I was focusing on, but okay, I got it. We're gonna keep on looking at this garden until we start seeing green as we grow in. We're growing. We can't actually see all of the growth we got going out here, but we growing because that's what we do over here. Now I done flipped this camera around and been trying to figure out how to flip it around for God knows how many days or how many times that I done went live on here. And now just being able to figure it out. Well, guys, this morning I came on with apps one thing, and it'll spark up a whole conversation. What did I plant? Okay, Joe. Joe Tobacco. All right, Joe Tobacco. Well, so far what we have planted in the garden, and we done ran out of space, should I let you know. But in the garden we have sunflowers, we have black eyed peas, cabbage, and broccoli. And then we have squash and zucchini, um, okra, tomatoes, cucumbers, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's what the stuff that I just named. That's what's back here in this area right here. What you seeing? Um, what I have planted here, and if we have other places, but I will talk about one dilemma that I ran into the other day. I was going through my seeds And yes, some of the things in my seed stash, I said, "Oh, I absolutely want to plant these things right here." But then, as I started to go through all of my seeds and everything, I found a whole bunch of seeds that I want to plant, and they're my seeds from last harvest. What I got from the last time. Don't wet me. Here, I'm running from the sprinkler, trying to get it situated to wet up what I want it to wet up. It's doing his own thing today. Okay, y'all, I'm just trying to set my sprinkler the right way. Is all. I don't even know what I got y'all looking at trying to hold this right. Good morning, Miss Coffee. Good morning. You know you need that coffee in the morning time. How you doing today? All is well. Gotta work today. I hear that, Miss Coffee. Gotta work. I was just talking to my auntie. um, Sometimes you have to do things that you don't really want to do, whether you made to do it or not. Sometimes you gotta push yourself and just go ahead and get it done. And then after you go ahead and get it done, then you can flex your muscles and be like, I did that. Shoot, just like this morning, I did not want to. I didn't want to get up this morning. I did not want to get up this morning. But I thank God he woke me up anyhow. I know that's right. I hear that. So I know one of the questions that I have for those of y'all who with kids, um, because in different states I know they do different things. But in your state, what is what are the rules at your kids' school as far as altercations? Do they have a no contact, which means that if somebody aggresses you or something like that, then you're not allowed to defend yourself. You can't fight back, not per se fight back, but they basically want you to be in a position where you just stand there and you don't do anything about it. How do they have it set up there? Because here in Florida, they have it zero tolerance. Um, they have a zero tolerance situation that I personally myself do not like the zero tolerance. But anyways, um, one of my kids has been getting pushed around and all of that stuff, and she has stuck with the no contact situation, but has been constantly reporting it that you know this girl keeps doing X, Y, and Z to me, and she's reported it, came home and told me about it every day, and yesterday came down to suspension time. Cause LOL, back in my kids' days, they called me, come get her. My daughter was not for is still. Um, well, after my daughter came home for more than a week, um, saying that there's this particular girl in school that keeps pretending as if she's tripping over her feet or whatever, but always seem to every time that she trips, she fall into her like really hard, and she kept doing it. So after she came home and told me that this is like the fourth time that this girl done tripped and fell into her. And I know this probably ain't what everybody tell their kids, but I don't care about what nobody else telling their kids right now, especially when you ain't asking me no questions. But I told my daughter if she make a mistake and fall into you one more time, go ahead and fall into her. And that's what my daughter did. She fell into her. And the girl didn't like the results or whatever, and I guess the school was calling me thinking that I was gonna be upset, and I just said, yeah, she did exactly what I told her to do. She did exactly what her mama told her to do. Cause I don't raise my kids to go and be beating up on nobody else's kids. As a matter of fact, keep your hands to your own self. Don't be what you say, don't listen to don't listen to you. Yeah, good morning, Trish. Um, but yeah, I just told my daughter, if she make a mistake and fall into you again today, then yeah, we ain't letting it ride no more. Um, yes, and I let them. I asked the first thing I asked them when they called me. I say, where is she? He said, oh, she just went back to get her. She went back to get her backpack and stuff from the class or whatever. And then the next thing he told me was the class wasn't being supervised like they should have been supervised because the teacher should have been able to prevent whatever it was that happened. And I say, I say all that was that it wasn't meant for the teacher to prevent what was happening because she hadn't got away with it for too long any dang on way. And you know, to me, like my daughter was questioning it because it wasn't direct. She's not directly hitting her, but she pretending as if she falling or whatever. Okay, then it's only so long you can pretend that you keep on falling into somebody and you falling into them in a way where you hurting them and stuff when you falling into them. Nope, go ahead and lean right on back into her. And so she got suspended from school. And I told him, I said, I don't care but that y'all suspended her from school. I say, but I want to know, did you take notes of how many times she done reported? Because just so happened, the one who called me, the one who called me, was one of the people who she keep reporting it to. And so, you know, it is what it is. There is nothing meaner than middle school. Oh, Trish, you hit the nail right. You hit the nail right on the head. Yes, and I remember when I was in school. Those were middle school and high school was some of the worst years ever for me. So, um, yeah, and I'm not gonna be teaching my kids to just go somewhere and let somebody just be banging up on you. I don't care what your rules is here. I told you I probably can get down with just about everything in the good book, but that turning the other cheek, ooh Lord. Hmm. But I definitely know that there has to be um other ways of dealing with things. You can't always do the fighting thing. 'Cause I told you after a while you doing all that fighting, your body get older and all of that stuff. You, you can't keep on doing that same thing because all of that swinging and banging, girl, that body start hurting after a while. So um Yeah, now unfortunately the little girl got what it was that she was not looking for because my daughter didn't have no mercy on her. She got, I guess she got built up pressures. I don't want to send my kids to school to be fighting nobody. The ones you get along with, you get along with. The ones you don't get along with, move around them. Go head on about your business. well, okay, one year, and I explained to the guy because I have two daughters that go to one school, and I told him, I said, if I ain't worrying about it because I don't raise my kids to go and be putting their hands on nobody's kids. Period. Keep your hands to your own self. I say, but if I was really nasty, I say what I would do is I would, my little daughter got her. I say, but now I would send my big daughter behind her to go ahead and finish the job to really let them know, don't mess with my kids. I say, but I ain't, I don't do that. I say, but possibilities. But how many times do my kid need to take? And then this the part that get me right here. After my daughter is reporting that this stuff is happening, the school started sending me options to be able to send my kid to another school. I say not them supporting the bullying. Out of all things, you sending me home papers to find my daughter another option. Well, in my days, I always knew that if you let a bully succeed, the monster only grows bigger. And I hate to call it because I don't think all bullies are like I don't believe bullies are bad people. I believe they are people that have been hurt by some other means or whatever, and for whatever reason they ain't getting fed in certain areas in their life. But yes, they sent me home papers to find another school for my daughter to go to, and I said, "Oh no, we ain't doing that." See, that's what I did when I was a little kid, running to other situations, trying to avoid being bullied by any of those people. And you see, I never was back when I was in middle school and high school. I was not a fighter. Um or any of that stuff, so I kind of people kind of did what they wanted to do, and I just kind of like ignored it or whatever, and still made me have major anxiety going into school. So, but my kids ain't never seen that side of me, um, ever. For me to back down or let anybody do anything to me, but yeah, sent me a whole paperwork, not one paperwork, but several paperworks talking about there's other school options. No, honey, she ain't going nowhere. I ain't moving no school as long as she ain't telling me that that's what she want to do. We ain't moving no school, and even if she told me she wanted to move to a different school, I just ain't one that I have to submit it by, honey. I have to put a whole bunch of prayer on top of that before I do that. We ain't running from no bullies. We ain't running to them either, but we definitely ain't running from one. Let me turn this camera around now that I learned how to do something fancy. Cause all them other days that I've been coming on here, I ain't know how to turn. I couldn't figure out how to turn the camera around, and now I just made a mistake and pressed it all of a sudden. I be making all kinds of mistakes, just like I came on here and said to y'all, I made a mistake and killed that snake this morning. You made a mistake. Yeah, it was a mistake, cause ain't no way in the world I'm finna stand there and kill no snake. Uh-uh. And yesterday I was sitting down cleaning from around my fruit trees and stuff. And my daughter gonna come and got a snake in a flower pot. Girl, I looked at that thing. I said, "Girl, if you don't back up away from me," got that dang on snake. And the snake, he was he was that long, and my husband them say it's a ring neck or something. I don't care what kind of snake it is. It's a snake. This week's theme, a snake. Yes. And then I say, I've been saying every single day, we don't play with them snakes in life out here in the garden and in real life. We don't need no snakes. None. None whatsoever. And then they gonna have my daughter's gonna have the nerve to ask me, can they keep the snake as a pet? Yeah, as long as you staying out the door with him. He ain't coming up in here, not in this house. No, you better go. The advice I gave to them, take them over there to that chicken pen to see what them chickens can do with them. Give them to the chickens, cause honey, the chickens play football with them. Yes, they do. Let them grab a hold of one of them. They gonna run around with them in their mouth. They like they playing sports with the snake, passing them back and forth, stealing it from each other. Y'all go ahead on, get them. But yeah, the school is sending me a whole bunch of send them to another school. No, they ain't sending my kid to another school. Right there, I just wanted to reset that sprinkler so yeah, no snakes, none whatsoever. Now, Miss Coffee, I started working on my I done got good with the pictures and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna just say good. I ain't say I ain't no pro yet or no nothing like that. But I'm working on doing the things with the pictures or whatever. Now I gotta go back to. I've been working on the picture thing so much. Now I need to go back to the videos. I don't know why the video thing's so intimidating. I don't even know why. But usually when something intimidates me, I'm the one that stand there and try to figure out why it's so intimidating. And I'm gonna move around it. Not move around it like that. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get it together. Good morning, Callie. It's been a good little minute there. I hope everything been going good. Morning, morning. My potatoes are sprouting. I know that's right, girl. You should see the community garden over here. I mean, everything is like popping up like crazy over here. Good to hear that. I get excited when I hear about somebody growing some stuff. Yes, just keep on growing. I can't wait till everybody start growing stuff and all the excitement that's coming out of that. And I keep continuing to say I don't. Every time I grow something, no matter how much I grow, I always end up seeing it as I'm growing along with whatever it is that I'm growing. I mean, even if you just getting the knowledge of how to do said thing, you growing. Point blank period. Oh, Callie, you don't need no strawberry seeds, girl. Yeah, like, I don't mind telling it again. Go to the grocery store and buy you some strawberries, and then you take your strawberry, and you put the same way you would peel like an orange or something like that. Get you a knife and peel the strawberry, and lay the strawberry down on the paper towel. I would say go back to say a video or whatever, but it's in one of these videos. I just don't remember which one. It might be the one day before yesterday or something like that. I don't even know, but you can lay it on lay the part seeds up. I'll say that on a paper towel. Just let them lay there and dry. Probably in about 2 days, it will be fully dried. It'll be dry. It'll be dry the next day. Give it 24 hours to dry, and it's gonna get real hard and crusty. And then you just take it and go over the top of a plate, and you take the and rub the strawberries and let them fall off onto the plate. Get you a bowl, whatever you want to. I use um I use cocoa core, and I mix soil together. But I've did it a couple of different ways. But you can take the seeds and just sprinkle them on top of the soil. Good morning, spiritual. Sprinkle it on top of the soil, and then don't cover it up. Water it. Take and cover the bowl that you just planted it in with saran wrap. Secure it on there really tight because you're not gonna open it. And I can tell you, it does. Strawberries take a lot of patience because sometimes it can take them up to 6 to 8 weeks before they even show that they doing anything. But anyways, you put them on top, cover it with the saran wrap, and as you still want to check on it because as soon as you start to see you getting green is starting to show, you want to take a toothpick and start sticking holes over the top of where it is so that the plant can get air circulation, because if you don't, then it'll die out. It took me a minute to get that the first time I grew it, because then I started looking and I was like, well, what is that little brown thing right there? What had been happening is the green was coming up, but I wouldn't catch it in time to put the holes in it so it can get ventilation, so it just like rotted the flower out or whatever. But yeah, you don't need to buy no strawberry seeds, and plus the strawberry seeds gonna cost you more than a thing of strawberries from the grocery store. So just get you some grocery store strawberries. That's how I made mine. I'm only telling you that because that's what I did with mine. Um, After I did all of that, I ain't went without strawberry. And my strawberries they gotta be ever bearing, but I can't really tell you what kind they is because I got them from out the store. I haven't been without strawberries ever since then, and I think now I got probably about between 15 and 20 strawberry plants, and right now they got plenty of strawberries on them. Actually, I did them yesterday and put something down on the bottom of them because I don't have them. I don't because I since I put them in the pots that they in, I don't have them mulched around it. So it's like when they make the strawberries on them, if the strawberries touching the sand, or the dirt or whatever, it tend to make them like rot a little bit or whatever. So the first ones that I pulled off of the stems yesterday, I actually fed them to the chickens because they had little bad spots. But back in the day, you just take the fruit and you cut the bad part off and you eat the rest of it. But I just say, that's my way of sharing with, my animals give back to me, so I give to them and I share with them what we got going on, what we got going on in the garden. So, um, but yes, strawberries take a little bit of a patience, but once you get them to going, whew, they go. They really, really go. I mean, I think right now I probably got like maybe 100 strawberries up there um on the situation. But today is the first day that I'm going over here looking in the new part of the garden that I made. That's over here on this side. Um, Let me switch it around just for a second. But that part of the garden over there that I planted, I went over there. It looked this morning, and all of the things are starting to pop up, but they so little over there that I say I gotta wait till they come up just a little bit longer before I show it to y'all what they look like. Um, Cause they little, and it's kind of hard to see them. If y'all, when you come in, can you hit the like button or hit the dislike button, whichever one you decide. You can even decide to subscribe if you like to. But anyways, even if you don't like to do any of those things, thank you for coming through and visiting with us. Over here, we about growing in real life, and we absolutely serious about growing some food over here. So if you ain't got no food growing in your yard, go ahead and get that thing going, grow something, anything. My advice is always, I say, if you can't do nothing else, get you some. All right, then you already. I ain't even see that, Kelly. I see you already. You got you some strawberries. Just use already what you got. All you need is the seed part off of it. Eat the rest of the strawberry that you peel. All you need is just a peel. And then for me, I only peeled two strawberries. I peeled two strawberries, and I've been good ever since. So, um, but back to what I was saying, I always one of the things that I always advise is that if you don't know how to grow anything else, you got some dirt spots or whatever, go and get you an organic. Well, I say organic because I feel like the organic ones do um, better than the other ones. But go get you an organic sweet potato and stick it in the ground and let the vines start coming up. Get them vines and plant them somewhere else. You don't even got to get the vines because it just as sure as you put that potato in the ground, it's gonna grow other potatoes around it. Stick you a sweet potato in the ground and let that bad baby grow. And I promise you, if you ever get hungry, because there's some things that's gonna come up that gonna lead you to have no access to everything we always want. I'm pretty sure of it. But there'll be days where I'm sure some of us done had that experience where you walk into the store and they ain't accepting nothing but cash, and a lot of us ain't walking around with cash in our pocket. You ready to whip out a card. So what if the card machines ain't working and you done ate your last bit of food or whatever that's in the house? Um, at least you can be able to go into your yard and dig up a sweet potato or something, and you got something to eat. And that's just in the minor case. Those are minor cases. I'm saying though, um, for hard times coming. Um, okay, Myler bags everywhere. I know that's right. Good morning, yo thoughts. Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, but I even so I told y'all too the other day that when I was watching Miss Yo Thoughts videos, something that I had thought I was like great minds all think alike. She was saying to the people, those of you that don't ain't really into gardening and stuff like that, take you a handful of seeds and throw them on the ground and don't do nothing to them. I bet you gonna get you some plate, something gonna grow on that ground. Believe me, you ain't gotta do no whole bunch of work. When you get into it really, really, you go out there and start doing all of that extra stuff. But I'm telling you, just as sure as you sprinkle those seeds on the ground, they gonna grow. They gonna grow. I get stuff. I get stuff and I ain't even planted no seeds. I might have had it planted there before. Y'all seen me do I clean out one of my garden beds before. Yes, I done had all of that stuff planted in that box at one time, but never together. Now I go up there to clean that box out, which is also too this morning. I'm going to clean that box out and I'm gonna plant black beans on the other side. Where I got potatoes, red potatoes growing in one side of the box. Well, I'm gonna go on the other half of the box and I'm gonna plant black beans on the in the other half of the box. So when I go up there and take all the rest and grass and everything from off of the top of it, I'm pretty sure I'll probably find some more sweet potatoes or something there in it. But things I didn't plant it there. I always go back and there's a harvest for me of things that I did not plant. So um, the important thing is to grow. And I don't just say grow in this garden. I'm talking about grow in life. Let the growing in your garden and the growing in your life match together. You know, I always look at all of the things that I'm growing and I'm like, how is my life changing along with what I got going on? I'm gonna turn y'all around to see what you can see already that's growing above ground. This right here, I come out here and look at these the squash and zucchini, and we started these together. Um, a while back. I know for most people it's probably still cold, but I'm here in old sunny Florida where the heat be kicking. It probably be in the 80s, almost 90 degrees here today. But and I still have moments that it'll get cool out here, but usually I do it every single year. I get to this point right here and I just put my stuff into the ground and we'll have like a cold snap or whatever and it usually doesn't do anything. I've never had a year where it does anything to cause harm to my plants or whatever. They keep right on trucking. So um but anyways, I was going through my seeds the other day of stuff that I grew last year because I always save seeds and things from the year before. So I was going through my stuff and I was able to put down mostly everything that I had going on in the box until I ran out of space. And I just tilled up another part of the yard and now I just told my husband last night, I said I need two more places tilled up in the yard because I gotta plant my loofah and I also gotta plant my watermelon. But I already had talked about that right there. But I don't I need another. Probably what I'll do is that strip back there. Good morning, Terrence kind of thing. Good to see you in here. Back there where y'all see that net up against the wall. And y'all, if you ever need a smile in your day, listen, Terrence is the place to be over there. A Terrence kind of thing. He be over there with all of that smiling and everything. And I say, Lord, I thank you for him because I ain't never seen nobody smile so much in my life. And I know he got hurt in his life and everything, but I'm telling you, everything he do, he come on and give you that good old Kool-Aid smile. And some days I don't even be feeling like smiling, but he be over there with the smiles and everything. And when my day want to start out wrong, that's why I go ahead and get my smile on and then carry on. But yeah, it's a Terrence kind of thing. Go ahead and check him out. Watermelon are a must-have. You know what? Your thoughts. I don't even eat watermelon, but I enjoy looking at my kids enjoy them some watermelon. So and they absolutely love it. And every now and then we'll get us a yellow one, and I look at it, but I hate watermelon. How do you trellis your loofah? Well, you see this net back here. Usually, I take. Thank you so much. Thank you very very much for that. Um, the and look at spiritual know what she talking about. I love that. Spiritual say how you trellis your loofah. Okay, come through. I thought come through spiritual. Um, see that net over there? That net right there that I have for my cucumbers to grow onto. That net right there. I think what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to go along that fence line, right next to that on this side over here. Yeah, that side over there. I'm gonna go straight down that line, and what I will do is I'm gonna put up. I also grow bamboo here in my yard, so I'm going to get two bamboo, two pieces of bamboo, and put it down, and I have a whole bunch of those nets right there. I'm not a Timu person, but my husband, he showed me on Timu chat. So anything that he can see on there, he beginning. So he done order me a whole bunch of those nets and everything. So I'm gonna put two pieces of bamboo right over there. I'm gonna run the tiller through over there, and I'm gonna put two bamboo sticks down in the ground, and I'm going to hang a net there for my loofah to grow on that net. Um, and that's how I'm doing. The first time that I tried to grow them, I just made like I weave some bamboo sticks together and made them like that right there. I did that for my sweet potato vines too. I think I got a video from back in the days where I did the sweet potato vines. Um, where I did the sweet potato vines like that, growing up the bamboo. Um, I messed around and crossed the yellow watermelon and the and a sugar baby. All righty then, you done made a whole nother kind. This is beautiful. I can't wait to start learning more about this. All right then, I know that's right. Get into I say don't just apply it to growing food. Don't be nervous about growing food. When you when you start to see things grow, you get so well, I do. I get excited and I just believe that everybody once you start to see that your hands grew that and all of that stuff, man, it just you know what, I be trying not to be all crazy and stuff, but I was like I, I just get turned on by no, let me quit. I'll just be joking around with y'all. But I really do get excited when I start seeing everything come up, um, and knowing, oh my gosh, I did that. And then when you taste it and everything, it's like, wow, it ain't nothing like the stuff that you get at the grocery store. Nothing. It tastes so different. Um, I've seen I seen a Temu garden video. LOL. Yeah, I don't. I really try not to go on there because let me tell you something. Temu got a whole bunch of stuff. That girl, please, they want all your money. Every they want every dime of your money. They want it all. I cannot sit around and keep watching on there because it seems like you will find something on there. You find 560 different things on there that you need or you would love to have. So I don't even venture on there. But my husband, he'll go on there and he done got a whole bunch of stuff for the garden from off of there. But yeah, I just try not to venture onto there because I be hearing so many different things about it. Thank you very much for sharing the live stream and liking. Thank you very much. Bath loofahs, bath loofah. I was out. Um, I actually don't know which kind these is that I saved the seeds to because I had two different kinds of seeds, but for some reason I can't find my seeds to my other ones. I had black loofah seeds and then there's another kind of loofah seeds. They like little green ones. So right now I got the green ones. So I don't know which kind I'm about to grow. We gonna learn together because I told y'all I got a bad habit of labeling things and I don't be labeling stuff. People be like, "What that is right there? You growing?" And I used to start out with that, but I was like starting to get frustrated because things wasn't turning out the way I was, and it was like in my mind, I have to weigh out what is important and what is not important. But I'll be done gave myself anxiety if I don't have conversations with myself like that. So trying to be perfect with everything, and I'm trying to throw all of that out the window, trying to be perfect with everything. Yeah, it's aggravating, because I done been through almost every up and down battle you want to think about. I've been OCD. I've been so depressed where I let everything go to the wolves. I done been back up again, and right now it's like I find that I'm not where I want to be, but I feel like that's kind of like how life goes, where you can be at a. I say when I was in my OCD, it was like the worst of the worst because I was kind of being like the way that I was raised, but on a little bit of a less level. I didn't have white carpet and stuff like my mom had and all of that stuff. And I wanted to make sure that I made a place for my kids to be able to enjoy. But cleaning was like the craziest thing ever. Then I left from that place. Even I was even so bad at one point. I used to didn't allow my boys to go outside and play because I hate the way the outdoor smell and all of that stuff. So at the height of everything, like I was really crazy with the OCD thing. Then when I moved here to Orlando, we moved into a much older house and it was just like extremely um it was heavy. I'm here for 6 months, and the house that we moved into, it was a much older house, so it needed some work done on it, and I had never lived in, a place like that. So, as we starting to pull everything together, God was like, "Nope, you ain't gonna make everything perfect again. Not here." 6 months after I moved here, then my mom passes away. So now I already got 4 kids myself. I automatically become the parent of seven. So then when I go from being a parent of seven, I get 2 more kids in less than 6 more months. So my family was growing, growing, growing. So I could never get back to the place where I was so like super duper keep everything perfect. And then you got all of these kids. It never worked. And then looking back on it now, I didn't want it to work. So now what I was trying to explain, because I told y'all that once I get into these comments and everything, I'll be thrown off to another conversation. But what I was trying to say is I was on one side of it where I was really, really OCD. Then I went all the way to the other side of where I was really, really depressed and I didn't care about anything. Just like I lost it all. And during the time that I was losing it all, I had 3 miscarriages back to back. Every time I would hit 3.5 months, miscarriage. So I went through a really depressed time, and now I feel like I'm in the time where balance is starting to come. So I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm getting there. And I don't want the OCD and I don't want the depression. I want to be in the middle of it. I want to be balanced. That's what I want. Um, and Miss Coffee, yes, that I grow loofah because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to clean with my loofah. You can get the little stick where you can do your own toilet, so I can throw my toilet brush away more often. I want to stop buying the scrubbing things from the grocery store that you scrub your pots and stuff with. Because they absolutely be tearing my fingers up. Because I do mostly all the dishes in my house only because I like the way I wash dishes, and my kids don't necessarily wash dishes the way that I do. So, but I want them to be able to wash my dishes with. Also, you can take showers with them and all of that stuff. But loofah have so many different properties to them, if that's the right thing I'm saying, or so many uses for it. That's what I'll say. Um, yes, a pause and self-talk in session is necessary. So that's the reason, because I can get so carried away with it. Cause listen, child, at one point I had started getting, I had me some little wood that I was putting together, little signs and everything, and I had painted the signs black, and I started drawing on them in white paint, the names of everything that was there. But let me tell you what was happening when I started trying to do that, which made me bring it to reality and pause a little bit. My dog, what in the world? I got sand on the side of my face. Okay. Um, my husband, we have a dog. And as soon as I started to put the little signs down, the dog was going out there snatching the signs out of the ground. He was snatching the signs out of the ground. And so every time that I would put one down, he kept going out there snatching it away. And so at that moment, I had to make a choice. And my choice was, I'm gonna get rid of this dog. No, I'm just joking. No, we didn't get rid of the. We did not get rid of the dog. We still have our dog. But I made a choice of I can continually get mad at the dog because he keeps taking my signs out of the ground and destroying them. Or God, you allowing this to happen because you see where I'm getting ready to go back with this again, which means I need to calm down again. And so I just said, what is out of it? I took what was important for me. And what was important for me was growing food for me and my family, and not so much of do it look pretty. Yes, I like to walk through and I like to see everything nice and neat. You don't understand how I walk past stuff on a regular basis, and I have to tell myself on a regular basis, don't pay it no attention. Don't pay it no attention. Thank you very much again, Terrence. That's a blessing to be passionate about what you speak about. Um, and I do, Miss Coffee. I do keep praying over over myself. But you will definitely get there because you have the right attitude. I'm trying to get there. Not the dog reversing work. Spiritual for you to even say that. Now that I got on the dog subject, let me tell you what else he did. Um, I had got a guava tree. I got three plants at one time. I got a kiwi, guava, and um a little lime tree. I done made me a perfect little spot in them up there towards where I be showing y'all the purple sugar cane. I made me a perfect little spot for them. And I planted them, and they look so good in the spot that they was in. Planted them. My husband let the dog outside. And the dog went outside and he pulled. He grabbed them by the top of the limbs and he snatched everything that I had planted out of the ground. So yes, I think my dog is against me gardening. But anyways, he went and pulled all of my stuff. My three trees, not all of my stuff. He pulled my three trees up out of the ground that I had just planted. Let me tell you something. He could have went to the doggy pound on that day. I was so hot with him. But you know what I did? I just looked at him. And yes, I was absolutely mad. I was mad. Not only with the dog, but at my husband for having the dog. I gotta tell the truth and shame the devil. I was absolutely mad. I got the I just looked at it and I left the plants sitting right down on the ground, and my husband telling me about the plants or whatever. And he was like, "You seen the dog pulled up your plants?" And I'm looking at him and I'm like, "Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen the dog pulled up my plant." So you know what I did for 3 days? I walked around and I looked at those plants that the dog had tore up, and I left them there. And I wasn't gonna pick them up because I was that mad, and I was just like because at this time the two things are happening like around at the same time. First he tearing up all of my signs, now he tearing my plants up, pulling them out of the ground. So I'm like, I don't even care. Just let them die. Let the plants die. And just leave them there. I guess my husband say, we ain't finna do that. My husband went and grabbed a little cooler and he picked those plants up and put them in some water. I still ain't bothered with it. I say, I ain't doing nothing with them. After they sat in the water for a little while or whatever, my husband got him and his kids, and they went out there and replanted the plants. So I said, all right, then. Well, it's been accomplished, and the plants are looking so much better. But I just refuse that. Here I am. I'm trying to do all that I'm doing and trying to do X, Y, and Z, and then somebody else coming to reverse it, and then my husband expecting me to be the one to go back and plant it back. Mm-mm. Let it die. What they say? Let it die. Let it die. Let it shrivel up and die. That was the attitude that I had. But you know, yes, life and its adversity. So for me, I'm making choices on a regular basis. It's like pick and choose your battles. You don't have to argue and fuss and fight. And I'm telling you, when you suffer with OCD and all of these extreme things that you go through, they also come along with a nasty attitude. Um, and it's just the way that you are is because you want things to stay so perfect. You want things to say, and if you got kids, you can't expect anything to stay perfect all the time. It's undoable. And if you are doing that, then you absolutely gonna raise some miserable kids. If you thinking things can stay perfect, can things stay clean? Yes, they can stay clean, but you know, they gonna do some things. Whenever we get new furniture and stuff, I always want it to stay perfectly clean because I never look at it as you get the furniture and you clean it or whatever. I never been in that situation before. Um, um, I've never been one like I got a machine or I got a company to come in and clean my furniture. Whenever like my furniture needed to be clean, I don't go and clean no furniture. I sit it out on the side of the road and give it away. Let somebody come through and pick it up, or I just get more furniture or whatever. Not until recently, um, I was watching on YouTube, and I try not to say too many content creators' names, especially when I don't talk in their chat or whatever. But I watched Peach McIntyre one day, and I saw her husband was cleaning her living room furniture. What it was, the living room furniture, one of the things or the other, because he does a lot of cleaning or whatever. She trying to get up on keeping things clean and all of that stuff. So I seen them pull out the little green vat, and this time we have yeah, I'm loving her too. I love her realness, her coming to tell her stories and everything and not worrying about how anybody else feel. When I first came on here, I did not know her, but I was in somebody else's in another content creator's chat, and they said that they mentioned her name, and then I started going to watch her from that point. And come to find out, we have a lot of things in common. So, but I seen them with the little green vac or whatever. So I went and ordered me one. So sometime this week, I was going to clean my furniture on Saturday, because now it used to be me that was getting frustrated about it, and this time we have light furniture. And I'm gonna even tell you that this time, the furniture that we have right now, I don't know if y'all knew about. And I might listen. I might be giving away too much information or whatever, but I love to tell about my blessings or whatever. The furniture that we have right now was a part of a big story. So I don't know if on Dateline they had this situation going where these companies were stealing people's furniture and stuff. These moving companies. Well, anyways, then this is actually on Dateline. In one of the situations where they stole the people's furniture and would not give them, they moving furniture from one state to a next one. Well, um, one of the times that they did it, they ended up having a judge mixed up in the mix. Well, they played the wrong game this time, because this judge wanted his stuff back. So, but in this situation, they had stolen a whole bunch of people's stuff, and it just so happened to intermingle into the judge's case. The judge tracked his furniture and stuff down, but when the judge tracked his stuff down, because he put a private investigator on and everything, he found his furniture and he found other people's furniture along with it. Well, this lady that was involved in the case, she was waiting on her furniture for so long, so she went and bought new furniture, brand new furniture. But right after she go and buy this furniture, um, her furniture gets found and she receives her furniture back. So now, my niece is over there like looking through some stuff or whatever. She's like a treasure hunter or whatever. But she thought the lady was gonna say something about her looking through. I don't know what I see something on my face, but she was searching for little treasures or whatever. You know how we do it. But the lady had came and started talking to her, and she was like, she got this brand new furniture or whatever. And my niece was like, my niece had just bought her new furniture or whatever. So she was like, no, I don't need none or whatever. So then she was like, well, let me call my auntie and find out. So she called me and told me about it. Showed me a picture of a brand new furniture, and I was like, we was just me and my husband was talking about brand new furniture. So we went over there and got it, and I was skeptical about taking it because light, light furniture. I mean, it's light. Usually, when I when I was alongside of there, in the yes, I love a good treasure hunt too, Callie. When I was in there with the OCD situation, I had white furniture, and yeah, the white furniture does not make me a nice person. So looking at this furniture, I'm like thinking to my in my mind, because I already have to prepare myself to as to what I'm going into. So let me prepare my mind mentally before I go into this. And it's like, because you have kids, Shauna, you have little kids that make messes and everything. So you just gonna have to. And I just condition my mind to say, okay, this was given to you. The lady didn't ask me for one dime, but not only did she give me the furniture set, but she gave me a whole bunch of other stuff too. And it was all brand new. And I'm like, okay, God, I thank you for it. So now I just need to make my mind up that I don't get upset, like if the kids get something on it or whatever. And it wasn't necessary. It wasn't me that had started. My husband was the one that got anyway. But I seen Peach McIntyre them cleaning up their furniture. So I ordered me one of those, because now my husband's starting to be a little bit OCD about, and he's like, this furniture getting messed up and everything. So I got me a old handy dandy green vac too, so we can clean up the furniture. Have a good day, Terrence's, and thank you very much for coming through. You know I always come through and support you. um, but so I went and got me one of those little green vacs, and I haven't busted it out of the box. It done been here now for like 3 days, and I said on Saturday that I was gonna clean the furniture, but I got a hair appointment to do hair on Saturday, so that's a pushback. But I'm going to I'm going to get to it. But the moral of the story is I ain't gonna get rid of the furniture that I just got. I don't think it's even been a year yet that I had this furniture, but if it ain't a year, it's like right at a year. But I'm going to clean my furniture and let my kids be on their adventure to mess it up all over again. But anyways, there are so many things that came along to help, and I probably don't share all of them or whatever, but when I feel the need to like share, of where I came from and my struggles and everything, because I know there's more people out here than me that went through these situations. And I just want to be an encouragement to somebody else that you don't have to stay in those places. There's hope for you. There's certain things that come along. And I look back at it, and in those times when I felt like I was super duper depressed and like I couldn't do nothing, I would still beat myself up laying down in the bed or whatever. But looking back at it now, I know that that depression came, and all of the other things that hit me came about so that I wouldn't get so wrapped up into those things like that. And so now I just feel like balance is being brought to my life. So I hope I ain't leave nothing open ended about the story, because I be all over the place, especially reading into these comments and everything. So I be done got into um all kinds of different situations. But you know, life can be stressful sometimes, and we make it more stressful than need be. And sometimes you just have to take a chill pill and relax, It ain't it ain't that bad. And sometimes the things that we view as being bad, they're not necessarily bad. They come along to get us somewhere. As you know, God will use anything, you know, to get you to wherever He trying to get you to. I think I'm gonna change the position of the watering now because I think we good on that side over there with our water, and let's get this other side on and popping because we got our little new sprouts coming up over there, our new babies coming up on that side over there. Um and they looking good. It's just that I don't think that you all would be able to see it if I put the camera down towards it and showed it to you. So um we ain't put it over there, but I'm gonna change the position of this water sprinkler so we can get our other side good and moisturized. And I see an area over there that's not getting a whole lot to it. Okay, we just want to make sure we watering evenly. Don't let nothing be thirsty over there. So I hope everybody is having a good day, and if it not, hasn't been a good day so far, I hope from this point forward that it's a good day. And as long as you have breath in your body, the day has the ability to get better. I'm telling you, I get mesmerized by this water sprinkler. I don't know if anybody else feel that way. I just tell my husband that something about that clicking noise that the water sprinkler makes is like something so it's like what you call it, like a ASMR or something like that. That's what ain't that what it's called? Yeah. It's like ASMR. It's like for whatever reason the water sprinkler is like such a calming mechanism for me. It's something about walking outside after I like if I go inside for any reason while I got the sprinkler coming on, it's something about walking out that door and hearing that sprinkler clicking or something, just like the sound of it is just I love that sound. So it's like maybe there's some other people on here. I don't even want to do anything. I really don't want to talk. I just want to hear the water sprinkler. I could literally sit out here and do that. And all I can remember was back in the days how you had them what them plastic the plastic lawn chairs that lay back and you can like click them into place or whatever. You got to be old school to know what I'm talking about. The little lawn chairs, like you can make the back be up, or you can make the foot part be elevated or whatever like that. You get you one of them and just sit out in the yard. Well, I used to see people. I done told my kids that I could put the sprinkler in the yard, and I can put me one of them plastic like lawn chairs to lay back on. In the hot of the day, I can just lay there, and I would call that a relaxing day to let the sprinkler sprinkle across me. I probably fall asleep sitting right there. Then let the sprinkler let's wet me up in the hot sun. I probably be 2 to 3 shades gone in the wind. And when I finish, I hear in the sun. But to me, that would be a great relaxing day. And every now and then, for one of my kids to come out here and be trying to talk to me, Mom, you okay? Anytime I'm trying to have days by myself or whatever, a me time or whatever, and my kids home, they make up ways to get to me. Ma, I made you something to eat. Ma, I did this. Ma, I did that. Anything today is not your day, Mom. And not by yourself. You probably can have some part of the day, but you can't have the whole day. And I still love it for them to come and do the interruptions or whatever. People always said I was weird. I love days when my kids had when they didn't have school. Um, Everybody else be like, I'm getting sick of these kids having all these days out of school and everything. I was like, I be cheesing. I like to go places and not necessarily like to spend money or whatever, but like we got this place here in Orlando called Crane's Roost. If you ever have a chance, Crane's Roost ain't paying me anything, but I'm just saying it's a nice place to go. And I ain't never had they have events and stuff there where you can spend money. Um, you can spend money when you go to those places or whatever. But I used to do simple things like this. People think you always got to have money to go and do everything. If I got a full tank of gas, honey, you ain't got to give me no dimes. Give me my gas and watch how I work it out. So I used to do, yes, the presence of kids do keep us young. Um, I used to cook dinner, and though I was going through something at this time, um, I used to cook dinner and pack it up into a picnic um basket or whatever it is that we put it in, and we would stop like at the 7-Eleven or whatever and grab some sort of drinks or whatever, and have our plates and utensils and everything. And we would go out to sorry about that. We would go out to Crane's Roost, and they had a rose garden out there, and they had these nice stone tables and stuff. And we would just go out there to those tables, and me and my kids would sit down to. We had us 2 tables because it was so many of us, but we would sit down to the tables, and I would fix their plate while we sitting there, like we had a barbecue or something. And we would sit down and eat dinner together. They have a dancing waterfall and all of that stuff. And just we would be out there, and then some days of the week they would do karaoke out there up on the pavilion or whatever. But Crane's Roost is just a really nice place. That's where the mall and everything is out there. But if you ever here visiting into the Orlando area, um, go and see Crane's Roost. Very, very nice. I haven't been there. I got some bad stories that happened at Crane's Roost. One time my kids got missing there before. Police and everything had to be involved, but I'll say that story for another day. I may tell it on the 4th of July since that's when it happened on the 4th of July. I lost 2 of my kids in the midst of almost 11,000 people. Not because I wasn't keeping an eye on them, but again, I'll say I said I'll save that story probably for the 4th of July to tell it since that's when it happened to me. But if you ever in the Orlando area, Cranes Roost is a really nice spot to check out. It's got all the malls, it's got fast food restaurants and everything over there by it. And it has a nice place where it's water out there. They got a dancing waterfall. They do things like Cirque du Soleil sometimes comes out there and do like do like their little performances and everything. Again, something that I don't like to watch because, honey, watching the people from the circus give me anxiety too because I ain't I ain't about to sit around and watch you try to balance yourself on two big huge cans and wait for you to fall. No ma'am. Cause I know we all human and mistakes do happen. I don't care how much practice you get in. You chances are you might hit that ground. Only thing is I'm not gonna witness it. But my kids used to love to watch it. Honey, we'll be all the way there watching Cirque du Soleil with my back to them. Cause I'm not watching. No ma'am. I'm not watching it. I ain't got time to be watching nobody halfway make a mistake and fall walking on no tight line and ain't nothing but cement up under you, baby. We is not doing. Nope. So, but my kids like that kind of stuff. They also have people out there that offer you like say like to get updated pictures of like your kids or whatever for just in case like they go missing or some of that. That's okay, Miss Coffee. You go ahead and do your thing. I'm just doing. I'm submitting to the promise that I made for myself. I said I was gonna come on here and do what I'm doing, and so I'm being accountable for what I said that I was gonna do. Again, I appreciate everybody that's in here. I don't mind questions in the chat. A conversation, something you want to conversate about. Say your piece in the chat. Just be respectful. That's all I ask for. um, but I I just now I'm more thoughtful of things that bother me, and I don't necessarily try and stop my kids from doing those things because I don't like them or whatever. But so just like I said, let them watch Cirque du Soleil, and I just turn my back turn my back to it. But so many great things out there, such a beautiful place to go at take pic. Ooh, excuse me, and take pictures. Um, they also have during Christmas time, they have a lot of beautiful Christmas lights and everything. And one year they even had the people from as a matter of fact, the year that my kids got missing out there. Um they had the Elliot Yamin and they actually had Lil Lloyd, what you call him? I'm trying to think of fine too, but I want you. Yeah, that song right there. That him, I think it's Lil Lloyd. I don't forget, but he was out there. They have some nice entertainment or whatever out there. But I'm just saying, if you ever in the Orlando area, look up Cranes Roost. Nice park surrounded by a whole bunch of different things. It's an area that you'll find plenty of things to do. And again, I'm talking about things that you can do without having a whole bunch of money. If you got some gas, you can roll. So, and those are things that I was a lot interested in with having so many kids, and to this day, like my kids are like, "What, mom? What can I do to do X, Y, and Z?" And I was like, they have a lot of friends and stuff, and those friends probably didn't have to make a way out of no way like some of us did. So I always touch my kids is that you do everything that they do. Why don't you take them to do some of the things that you grew up doing?
And they was like, well, I thought maybe they wouldn't like, yeah, those are your thoughts. Those are your thoughts that you think that they won't enjoy those things, but you will never know until you introduce it to them. And I say, and I told one of my daughters, I said, you and your friends looking for something to do. I say, and y'all already cooking together. I say, why not cook what you gonna cook and take it out to Crane's Roost like we used to do sometimes and eat. And she was like, you know what, Mom? I was thinking about that, but then I kind of strayed away from it because I thought maybe they wouldn't like it. And she was like, so she offered that to her friends and they went and did it. And she was so proud of herself that they loved the experience that she gave to them. I say, they've done everything that they can do that with money. And we've done everything that we could do without money, which means we were very creative with ours. Show them the creative side of you, and so they can learn to be, get more creative. They took you to do all of the things that they do. You take them and show them some of the things that you do. And so they really enjoy doing it. So, her friends was like, yeah, we're going to have to make this a thing coming out here. So, you know, you know, I really like finding things that, you know, I remember back in the days, we wouldn't, nah, don't, we ain't going to the fast food restaurant, but we want to have a fast food type of situation. Me and my sister, we would bring our kids together, get on the driveway, and we would cook them, put the fryer out on the driveway, cook French fries out there, and make hamburgers in the oven or whatever. Bring it out there and have all of the toppings and everything that they can put on their burgers. We was interested in doing a lot of things that didn't have a lot to do with spending money, and the kids thought those were like it'd be us adults that get things and grab them and make them into to things that they shouldn't be, like all these extravagant um birthday parties and everything that we have for these little bitty kids and everything. These kids don't care nothing about that stuff, and most of them won't even remember that you did any of that stuff. But the one thing that I do remember is like giving my kids things like the way we did them back in the school. People say that they don't bob for apples and all of that stuff no more like they used to because of all of the different things. Well, to me, I heard there's nothing new under the sun. So everything that's here, um, on this earth, is it has been here and ain't going nowhere. Especially if it says there's nothing new under the sun, it has been here. Now, Miss Cofa, I know you done did bobbing for apples before. Yeah, it's as disgusting right now. But we talking about our kids, doing our kids thing. Like you give them a little birthday party in our neighborhood or whatever. We used to do. I used to do the things where not only you bob for the apples, but we put grapes in there and everything. And then if you was able to get the grape which sinks to the bottom, we would have like a pool, like the little blue swimming pool. If you can get a grape, then that was like a cash prize for the kids, stuff like that. Just like we had little toys and stuff like that, but we kept it fun, not doing all that extravagant stuff where you paying a whole bunch of money. Kids love little junk food, little snacks and stuff like that. So we gave them a little food and probably throw some wings and stuff like that. Even today, you can't even say wings is cheap. That junk is expensive. Everybody be like, I ain't buying no chicken wings. Them things cost too much. Absolutely, they do everything getting high these days. But we focused a lot on how we can throw together a whole bunch of little things and make something big for the kids. And the kids are so appreciative of that stuff, you know. And then that way you ain't got to be crying about how much money you just went and spent on this stuff. And why the kids be like, I don't care nothing about your money, So um, those were those were the things. Like my kids enjoy fishing. Um, even my kids, we go to the park or something. We sitting at the park. They will go and find them an old person to sit down talk to a elderly person the whole entire time that we there. And I just look at my kids and I just smile, and that, them doing things like that let me know we must have done something right. And every time me and my kids, like, we go around, he's saying oxtail, um, we go around somewhere, they always like, oh my gosh, I just wish I could take them home with us. And they talking about the elderly people like we talking about newborn babies. I just want to. She's so adorable. I just want to take them home with me. I always just used to laugh at her. Girl, you can't be taking people, parents and stuff home. I gave my daughter 1,000 sweet 16. Never again for none of them. LOL. Hey, it took one time for you to learn, huh? One time. I ain't going back no more. Nope. And then plus on top of it, you can think of how many other ways I could have did that. And yeah, mm-mm. I ain't never been into all of those kinds of situations. So I always found out that my kids had a lot more fun if we put together something in our yard. Like, we did an Easter egg hunt. We ain't do no whole bunch of no nothing together, but these kids came out here and had a blast with, and we just did a whole bunch of things with eggs and all that. Like, we did like the old days, like you put the what kind of sack that is, burlap, what the heck? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those of you know, some people used to get them a long pillowcase and get inside the pillowcase. But like, you do the sack races and stuff like that right there. Child, I be bringing old school back stuff we used to do um back in the days. The kids get out here and have a blast, having those races, and um the adults get together and hide the eggs and stuff for the kids to come out here and find it and everything. And it's just funny to sit there, and you can sit an egg on the fence or something right there, and they be looking, the kid be pointing straight towards it, just the laughter of watching them, look for something that's right in front of their face or whatever. Those the kind of things like I enjoy seeing my kids, and I think a lot of us need to go back to, because they making it extreme these days for you to be a parent. And honey, I can't live up to none of them standards. I ain't even trying to live up to none of those standards or whatever. But you know, it is what it is for those of us who trying to figure out how to save here and there and to make sense of this stuff that's going on in this world. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, and then once you start somewhere, they expect you to go up from there. Ain't no going back from from those places. You do a turn up sweet 16 or whatever. Shoot, they want, what you gonna do better for 17? So you have to be careful with it. What you feed into or whatever. That was her last party, and she knew it, huh? I hear that. Okay. Well, hey, well, at least she can live. At least she have lived to say, well, I had that one good party. I had that one good old party that time. Okay. Yes, ma'am. She had the experience. And the next one you have, it'll be because you paid for it yourself. Hey, okay. No more until she get married. All righty then. I know that's right. No, and then and hopes, when you are able to do those kinds of things for them, you hope that they have a great appreciation for those things. The ones that I do know about it, that I've seen before, I've only seen the kid act a little bit more spoiled, and those videos and stuff that I'm talking about, where you see on my super sweet 16 or whatever, and it's like, oh Lord, what they setting them kids up for? And even though you have it, just because you have it to be able to do it, ain't always necessarily that it's the right thing for you to be doing. But to each his own. Do what you do. I'm waiting on this water sprinkler to hit this certain area, and once it do, I'm gonna move it over to that place, and then we gonna move up to my next place because I'll sit back here and listen to this water sprinkler all day long and won't get none of the other stuff that I said done. And I guess in the morning I'll be out here tilling, or if my husband decide to drag the tiller back here later today, then I'll be back out here doing things. Hi, KK, trouble and educational vlog. Um, oh, you saying good afternoon? What time it is? I think I can't even look at and see what time it is over here, but we're still in the morning over here. I do believe that if I'm guesstimating right, we're probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock over here. Yeah, okay then. That's what I was thinking. 10:55. I came over from Terrence. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate him for so much for sharing my page out. He is such a sweet person. Always got that wonderful smile and everything. So, we come over here and talk about growing in the garden and growing in real life, making the two come together. So that's what we talk about over here. It's about 10:55 a.m. That's my bad. It ain't even no bad. I know that's right. You moving the day right along. Moving right along, KK. Yeah, 10:55. So you on the same time zone that we on over here. I always think of, everybody on a different, certain people on a different time zone. So that ain't necessarily out of the norm. We are on the same time. Sorry about that. I thought I was it must gonna be an exciting afternoon for you. That's why you you get into the afternoon already. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and sometimes you be sitting and you thinking that before you know it, it really do be that time, and then you think it ain't. You think it ain't, and you done already sat there and it's like, Lord, it is 12 o'clock after 12 o'clock already. That's why I said, what? Wait a minute, what time it is? Because I can sit back here and listen to the sprinklers for about that long, where I done kind of wore out my welcome. And to me, it's looking like um our squash and zucchini gonna need a feeding very soon because when they start get turning that light color like that, no, I like to see green green. So then I start pulling out the good old chicken poop. Time to eat, so you can have some big, nice, strong. We don't need no excuses because the bugs always come along and then cause a problem for me with my squash and zucchini. But we praying this year that God gonna hold off those squash bugs this year so we can get us a good old harvest of squash and zucchini. So, but I thank you for coming through, KK, and checking us out over here. But we are about gardening, growing from our life situations because I know we all have them. Talking about different ways we can learn to work through those situations. We on sprinkler watch this morning. We loving the sprinkler over here. I could just be sitting here being quiet and just listening to the sprinkler because that's what I love. Maybe I do me a sprinkler ASMR, and in the background y'all probably start hearing me snoring. I'll be done went to sleep without talking. All right, y'all. I'm gonna move this sprinkler, and then we gonna move up to the other part of our garden because I need to get some black beans planted today. That's what I put on my schedule for today to make sure I get my black beans planted in today. And so we gonna get ready to move to the next part of that while I move this water sprinkler. I remember when I first started messing with this water sprinkler, I used to be soaking wet messing with this thing. Woo.
Ooh. Oh, let me go back down the chat. You are the same time. No, I can't wait to visit. I know that's right. Good morning, Corinne. So relaxing expectation only gets higher. Absolutely. They only get higher. Let me do a walkthrough and just show you all. This is what we see so far, and every now and then you see them little babies that's already poking up, and we ain't even. It hasn't been that long, but you know, they shining through a little bit that you can barely see them. But we in here, and it ain't a lot to see. But you see, we got some little babies poking up there. It ain't a whole lot. In some places look like they popped up some more. Look, them these just popped up since they getting water on them because they definitely was not shining through like that. I guess they say you gonna show the gardener something today. No, you ain't gonna walk out here and then don't just don't show them anything. But those are our sunflower seeds. Um We must got a visitor or something. All of that. Know what's going on up there. And here we have our black eyed peas. Yeah, the water really did something for them this morning. Cause when I came out here this morning, they was not showing out like this right here. They was not shining through, peeking through the ground like that right there when I came out here this morning. Now that I guess we spread some water on them, they coming up and they showing themselves. We have nothing here yet. I don't, I see one or two. Nothing to brag about, but this would be cabbage over here. Not a whole lot to see there. And over here, I don't know if y'all can see anything, but I'm gonna show it to you so that y'all can see what it's looking like as we going through the growing process. We babies right now, we crawling. So y'all see in those areas, you see little places. Those are our broccoli. So going growing in our and we'll walk around over here. Y'all can see the squash and zucchini. Y'all can see those good from the camera. Those are the things that stick out the most. Um, some of our okra, they shining through. Over here are our cucumbers getting all ready. More okra in this row. They very small. You can't see them that well yet. Where over here you can see some of them. And usually by now I have all of this stuff. I have it mulched out, or I have wood chips put on it, but we waiting on work to kick in. These over here are the babiest of the baby tomato plants over here on this side. So towards the on this side. And then these are the first ones that I put out here. And eventually this the way our whole garden will look. And this little thing I switched up last year, this year. Last year I had the like where you see these hills at dividing the rows at or whatever. Which when I put down the wood chips, I'll come back and get all of that stuff up on you. I ain't gonna leave the hills there. But we actually had hills that we had the stuff planted on last year. And this year I said, nah, I'm going with I'd rather have it flat than to have it raised up like I did the last time. Um so I'm making it I'm gonna make it Okay, and we gonna be headed up to the other part of the garden. We going to the garden beds. Ah, so this is where we are right now. Over on this side, we have potatoes growing. And what we gonna do is we gonna get ready to clean this bed out. Yeah, we gonna get ready to clean that out there. As soon as let me figure out where I'm gonna where we want to put our good old camera at. Let me see. Okay, this how we gonna do it. I wanted to see when you take those out. Potatoes, curious. I'm starting with those. You want to see when I take the potatoes out, Miss Coffee? I'm definitely gonna do the potatoes with y'all when we pull them out, which is um. And I usually let my kids do, but this time for whatever reason, my hate when this happens.
my board listing it. But usually, y'all, when I come to do weeding and stuff, I don't do weeding for free. So whenever I pull up weeds, I usually pull them and put them in a bucket or whatever to let my chickens eat them. So then that way I ain't working for nothing. I let my chickens enjoy the weeds that I pull up. And I try to wear gloves, y'all, but I be forgetting to put them on sometimes because underneath your nails get so dirty. And then when I go inside the house and try and clean up on them, I don't like when my nails be black a little bit. Not at all. I hate that. So yeah, we ain't pulling out no potatoes though today, Miss Coffee. We just cleaning up the other half of this bed because I said in the other half of this bed I want to plant black beans. I want to plant black beans in here. So I'm gonna take the leaves and stuff out so that I can plant my black beans in. Yeah, my chickens enjoy all of this good stuff right here. And I be so particular. I be trying to grab every piece of grass or whatever that be in here. And it's doable. But ain't nobody got time to be out here trying to get every piece of grass that's gonna grow back in no time. So I do the best that I can and get whatever I can out and keep it moving. Yeah, but when we do any potatoes or whatever, I'm definitely gonna do the potatoes with y'all so we can see our results together of what it is that we did. Yeah, here I am. I'm on live too. I'm on live. Uh, um, have to get it out of my phone. Okay, then everything good. Well, she don't have to because you know you can't. Um, she don't even have to go back and forth with her. She can bring him. She can bring him to you. And even if she called or anything, I'm telling you, there's nothing that she can do because you his daddy. It doesn't matter. You still his dad. Absolutely. So she don't have to go along with yeah, no, you can. I'm saying it on video right here. They can hear. No, you don't have to do that. You definitely have you can you're his dad. You are his dad. You are his dad. If the police is called out for that situation, they're going to have to say that they can't you have to go to court about that. You can't just they can't do anything about it, so they can't make you give them the baby versus the other way around. They come here and you have the kid. It is what it is, and especially the police have it on record that when they came here before, they saw she said the baby is here, that the baby belongs to you. They have the baby there inside of the house, point blank, period. There's nothing that they can do about it. She doesn't have to go back and forth with her. She can take the baby to whoever she want to take it to. And then that's not something that you have to worry about because long as you ain't doing nothing wrong, they can that's a different whole nother situation what she'll be calling. So let go ahead and in that aspect, go ahead and do you. And if she don't trust taking the baby to her, then don't take him to her. And she already had said that anyways, that she didn't want to bring her back to her. So she have to do what settles her mind, what make her feel better about the situation. That's a long time for somebody to have a baby that little and to be away and you really into it like that. And well, and just to show if she go against what she feeling comfortable with doing, she gonna suffer the consequences for it. If she don't do what it is she feel comfortable with doing it. So, and to be honest with you, she don't even need to talk to her anymore about whatever moves it is that she making. Now it is what it is. If she just bring him and don't say anything else to him, she'll be okay. And the one thing is for sure that I know that she know that the baby get taken care of here. So she can't even be pretending like nobody don't be taking care of the baby. She just feel the way she feel about whatever right now. So and then push come to shove, you tell your story. They already know they got documentation that you already been arrested. And before any of that happened, you already had the baby anyways. Then when you got locked up, then she went and sent them away for all of that time. Then so he been gone all that time. Now, yeah, and now the mama done called and said it's time for her to bring him back, and you're the parent that even her mama know that you the one take care of him. So um, let her do what she do. You have to stop being afraid of that. Got you one time. You just have to, and even Heather along with it. Let her call who she gonna call. She'll be all right. And why all of a sudden she against you getting yeah. And so she gonna use the baby against you. Yeah. And you can't let her. And she using the tactics what she know how to use to get what it is that she want. Well, you know, it is what it is. You tell her to do whatever it is that she feel comfortable with doing, and if it ain't comfortable with giving them to her, and I don't know how she feeling that way because she was trying. I know when everything in me, she was trying to give them to me, but I wouldn't accept it because I'm not into kids being removed from their parents like that. You know, I don't want him to be a repeat of what we got going on the inside of the house. Where every day the kid asking, can they see their mama? But the mama saying she doesn't. Yeah, she don't be asking. I'm not trying to keep Carter away from her. She don't be asking about me. Yeah. I ain't trying to keep Carter away from her. It's just that he needs somewhere stable to be. Nah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. If she wanted him, she'd have had him the whole time you been. Yeah. And she used to being free, and she want to be free. I don't blame her for that. But when you become a parent, all of that other stuff have to fly out the window. And you have to do what you have to do to take care of your kids. So let her continue to do what it is she do. But y'all do what y'all know y'all should be doing. When she supposed to bring him back? That's a long time to be arguing back and forth with somebody. People, if you got kids, don't be trying to separate your kids from their other parents. They need both of y'all, not just one. Hey, mister. Why you looking like that? I say, why you looking like that? You see Mario over there? Boy, pull your clothes up. I was, I was finna ask you anyways. I need some bamboo cut since you ain't have work today. I Yeah, well then you was off for work today, so I figure I can get you to do some other stuff. I need I need enough for my all of my tomato plants. Yeah, cause I want each tomato plant to have its own stick this time. Tootie said if you cut them, she'll put them in. You say she trying to stop him from bringing the baby to him. She don't want him to get the baby, right? Hey Leslie, how you doing this morning? Just showing y'all a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning out a garden bed this morning, trying um to get my black beans planted this morning. So I'm here digging in the garden and talking to my son at the same time. Yeah, I don't think I can't go into my phone while I'm on here, and at least I won't be on here just so I can do my bees. But I got the number. So huh? I say I gotta wait till I get off live to give it to you. But period. All right. The chickens be right in with you. I told y'all on my video. I was saying to myself, I feel like chicken last night. But when I walked out the door, the chicken say, you better eat beef tonight. On the phone helping my mom with her computer. Do your job, Miss Coffee. Here I'm is. I'm over here being a social worker. My son going through it again with his baby. So And I would just say, if your situation ain't a crazy abusive situation where, you know, one parent is abusing the kid or whatever, don't try and keep your kids away from the other parent. Like, that junk is crazy. I hate when people do that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, look at that tiny piece of sweet potato that was in here. So you know what that means? If this little old piece was in here, there's another piece in here somewhere. I told you, in these garden beds where you done planted stuff before, it always has something growing in it from the season before. But yeah, if you don't have kids where, parents where um they hurting the kids and any of that stuff, then let your kid visit with their parent. That other parent is a part of that kid too. You know. Um I hate when that type of stuff happen, and usually people do it because they mad because the other person won't do what it is that they say do or whatever. So, you know, I'm always in it for the best interest for the kid. So, and whichever way that falls, I'm down for it. I can't wait to get my garden to plant my vegetables and herbs. All right, then. I love to hear that, Leslie. Absolutely. Grow some food. Grow some food. My chicken's gonna enjoy these weeds and grass growing from up here. I feel like that then my work don't be in vain if I can put it in a bucket. Pulling weeds to only do nothing with it. What you walk around for, the monitor? Oh. Why you want to use this? Use the don't you got a sawzall? Yeah, use the sawzall to cut them. I know one thing that I don't have planted yet, which then probably gonna prompt me to make some more space. I don't have no bell peppers growing anymore. I got one back there. That's if you feed them to your chickens and your hogs, when they spit them back out the opposite way, they can still grow that way. So I got some pepper plants back there growing by the hog pen, but planted some I didn't, and I use bell peppers on the daily. So that's one of the things that I need to get planted. And I got the seeds. I'm here encouraging my sister to grow her some, and then reminded myself, girl, you ain't even got no peppers growing. So I got to get on that. I do got a reserve bag in the freezer where I cut them up and store them away and just be able to use them in that way. But I don't have any growing, and I need to grow some.
So y'all just that quick. I'm like halfway finished with pulling this grass from out of this bed. Or it just went down. No, I'm not saying that I necessarily need them today, but I wanted you to start cutting them. So then, as you cut them, then the other one can start bamming them down into the ground to get them positioned because I don't want them to grow. They already this tall. By the time they get another half of that, then I don't want them to start laying towards the ground or no none of that. So I want to go ahead and start getting the sticks put in, and then you know. All right, teamwork makes the dream work. Y'all hear my chickens? They talking to the neighbors. Watch my chickens say something, then watch you hear some chickens, some roosters in the distance. They be talking with the neighbors. You see y'all when y'all think y'all be done and so frustrated with your kids, like you don't want to deal with them anything anymore. There's always this cycle of I want to get rid of you, then I want to help you out, and get rid of you, help you out, And ultimately, I don't think there is no parent that want to do away with their kids or whatever. But we as parents, we do get frustrated with dealing with our kids. And you think kids are can be stressful when they young, honey? You ain't discovered anything yet. It's when the ones get to be older and they start having all of those adult issues and adult problems and stuff. Is when the headaches really come in. And yeah, so when you can get breaks from them, take your breaks, whether they good breaks or they bad breaks. If you got a moment when you separated from each other, stay on your vacation, enjoy your vacation because they'll be back. Especially when you telling them the truth about something and they just don't want to hear it. Go ahead and drop it and keep on moving. They'll be back because our job is to teach them the real things in life, not to play patty cake with them like some of hey Savannah, not to play patty cake with them and pretend with them because they can have the whole entire world to play the game with them and just be their friend and co-sign on stuff that they know they should not be doing. But you as the parent, you have to remember that whatever hell that they going through, and especially if they have kids themselves, then what hell are your grandkids gonna go through? And that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for our next generation. So I'm not with the BS and all of that there stuff. Mm-mm. And if you got to keep doing that, then I'd rather live in peace and you have to go somewhere else and live in that way. But here also, we don't have a wealthy family. So I'm here supporting, creating generational wealth. And that is by um, let your family members come and live on your property and where you all work together so that you can have more and create more where you ain't out paying somebody thousands of dollars in rent. You can come and live um, and pay less than half of what you would pay living inside of somebody's else's apartments or whatever. But there has to be boundaries for that too. So
I thought I had been through the toughest parts in the younger years. Nope, the older she got, the worse. Hmm. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes. When the older they get, they come along with more issues, and not necessarily issues. They come along with their growing pains, the same issues and things that we went through as kids and stuff. We find ourselves going through the same old stuff with our own kids, and we there to instill the wisdom of all the mistakes that we made and trying to prevent them from doing the same thing, you know. And sometimes it's successful and sometimes it's not. I think it is successful all the time. It's just you got to go through the process of, working the situation out. But I thought the same thing. I thought I couldn't wait till these kids get grown so they can go on and get the hell on. And I found out, honey, it is not what you think it's gonna be. Just because they get older, don't mean they going anywhere. Cause they still depend on you and the wisdom that you know, and for you to tell them the truth. So yeah, no, if you thinking want your kid to enjoy them while they young, middle school, um, and all of that good stuff, enjoy them during those times. Cause when they get to be adults, see, mm-mm. my oldest, my oldest is 32 years old. My oldest child is 32 years old. The oldest child that I raised, she is 38, I believe. Um, yeah, she 38. If she ain't 30, yeah, she just turned 38. Um, Seeing them go through different things and everything is heart wrenching, heart crushing, frustrating, and all of that stuff. But yeah, I still take deep breaths, breathe in through my nose, and exhale through my mouth. And I get back on the horse and do it again because I know me getting mad and upset with it ain't gonna change anything. You have to teach them how to go through the process, and then I have to learn how to back up off of them once they do start going through the process. And when they need more information, they usually come back around and be like, "Okay, Mom, you was right about that. What do I do next?" And not trying to give them all of the answers to everything that happened in life, but just trying to say, is that working towards getting you to where you're trying to get, or is that working against you? Come on, let's think about that. But true, the peer pressure is horrible. And this social media too, teaching them all this stuff that ain't even true. And some of them believe that that's the way life's supposed to go. And I'm just like, not all of that stuff is fake. Those people get to do retake after retake. I actually told my daughter the day before yesterday, the only thing in reality that you can believe on YouTube and stuff like that is if you turn it on the camera just like I'm doing right now, and you let it play out whatever happens, because I didn't expect that my son was gonna come through um while I'm on here live and say that there's an issue with him seeing his kid, and none of that stuff. None any of that other stuff where they making videos and they editing and everything. Yeah, you getting to see just what they want you to see, not the reality of things. So, and if these kids growing up thinking that they can really do things the way social media do them, and then they mess around and find out that's a bunch of garbage. um because there's just one me and so many outside influence. Yep. But I'm going to keep praying to God all the time. Yeah, do that without ceasing, because honey child, we need it. All mostly I be asking for is give me wisdom. Give me the wisdom and the understanding, to understand what these kids going through. I mean, like even this right here. I never heard this before, but my daughter came home from school one day and she said that this boy in school kept disrespecting her. And I was like, okay, then explain to me how he was being disrespectful. Yes, I have three grown boys. I totally understand. Yes, my boys are all the oldest, but I got I have 9 girls and 4 boys. 9 girls and 4 boys. The boys are the oldest. All right, 24 in May. Yep, I just got one that turned 24. Yeah, so now I forgot what I was what I was saying before, but you know, you they think this social media thing is real, but I know what I was doing. I was telling the story about my daughter coming home, and I'll remember it in just a minute, but I know I was saying something about my daughter and in school. But yeah, social media have these kids, you know, all mixed up. And these songs that they've been singing, what I be more into is telling my kids, you hear them lyrics that they singing, go and check out their real life and see if they telling the truth. Because most of these lyrics that they singing about, name nan one of them live this real life for real. I'm like, and no, I don't want the beehive and no none of that stuff to come after me. I'm just speaking real facts. Um, you know. And I'm gonna go back to some of her older stuff, like Beyonce singing about all the single ladies and everything. But Beyonce, the last time I know, Beyonce is not a single lady. So why would a married woman be singing about being single? Are we celebrating being single, doing it all by ourselves? And I don't know nobody who just want to be on a job and you have to do every single thing by yourself. And neither is raising kids by yourself as a fun thing. So, um, yeah, I've had it both ways. I had kids before I got married, and I had more after I got married. And I can definitely see the difference in between trying to raise kids by yourself and doing it together with the other half. Because there's definitely something in all kids that they need both sides of the track. That the boys was bothering her in school. Mm. You were at the part where a boy disrespected your daughter at school. Okay, now thank you, spiritual, for let me see where I was going with that story. Oh, I got you. Thank you so much, spiritual, for that for that reminder. Okay, well, it was a boy at school. She came home and she was saying the boy was being disrespectful to her. So I don't just go right off the bat of believing every single thing they say, because kids say a lot of things and they have valid points to them, but sometimes they got a way of explaining things to you and it's not exactly the way that they be saying them to you. And so you have to be precautious about how you be receiving everything that they come and tell you. So she said the boy had been being disrespectful to her, and I asked her, I said, well, what are the things that this boy is doing to you? um and she started to say, well, for one thing, he keeps calling me by my real name. And I say, huh? I say, wait a minute. I say, he calling you by your real name? I was like, the name that me and your dad named you? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, how was that disrespectful? Because I told him I want him to call me X, Y, and Z. I say, but I want to make sure that you understand that the government name that you was given by your mother and your father, and that's the name somebody is calling you, That's not what you call disrespectful. Then I had to go back and think to myself, why would my daughter be saying that? That's disrespectful. Because see, here in Florida, they teaching our kids that if you want to be a cat, one has to be respectful of a person being a cat. If they say they are a cat, you have to treat them as such. You have to change up the way you do things in the classroom for that person to feel like they inclusive because they want to be a cat. You have to cater to that. So at this point, we over here in Florida trying to explain to our kids little simple things as far as that, as somebody calling you by your birth given name and you calling it disrespect because they call you by your name. No, we not gonna be doing that right there. Cause see, there are so many things you can name as a disrespect, and somebody calling you by your name is disrespectful. So you can be a boy, and if you want to be called a girl, you should have the right to be called a girl. If you are human and you want to be called a bunny rabbit, you have the right to be called a bunny rabbit, and everybody has to submit to it. They even doing it in school and all of that stuff. I don't know where they are with it right now at this point, but I definitely know that they have a thing here in Florida. If you're a human and you want to be a Maserati, you allowed to be a Maserati if you want to in school, and everybody have to submit to it and call you whatever you want to. And if you don't do that, then you get referrals and all of that stuff. Man, I am not. I ain't going. Um, you were at yes. I wanted to hear how this went. Right, that's been my issue with these things too. I'm so hungry right now. My bad. I had to get that off my chest. All right, Aisha, how you doing this morning? But those kinds of things, and I'm like, our kids already have enough stuff to deal with in life, and now we got to be worried about if you make a mistake and call somebody that something that they don't want to be called by when you think you're doing the right thing by calling them by their name. So that one right there for me was like I even had to control my tongue because I almost wanted to give my daughter a tongue lashing for even saying something. So, in my opinion, and let me say this again, this is my opinion. I wanted to just go off on her because I thought that was like the stupidest thing ever. Somebody's calling you by your name and you calling that disrespectful. So I'm like, yeah, girl, you lost me with that one right there. I don't call that being disrespectful. Like, yeah. Then she had made up some kind of thing that she wanted to go through it, and I just told her, here in this house, we not doing none of that. We not doing none of that stuff. You have a name that we've given out. I was like, do you hate your name or something that me and your dad gave you? No, I don't hate it or whatever. I just want him to call me whatever. Because I say, well, then don't call it a disrespect because that's not a disrespect if he's calling you by your name. Disrespectful is if your name what it is and he calling you a bitch or something like that, then that's what you call disrespectful. Or he calling you a cow or something like that. Whatever you want to take it as or whatever, those things are disrespectful. But a person calling you by your name, yeah, come on. Um, yep. And that's how all kids is because they so impressionable, and that's why it's like you have to. We even had there's this show that's on. Um, they got this show on YouTube too. Used to be not used to be, but I think it's still there. But I just haven't seen it in a long time, and I actually thought it was funny. They was like, it's called Coco being Coco, but we got a 3-year old here, and my kids be watching Coco, and they be laughing at it. Coco being Coco, they be laughing at her and everything. But then after a while, after them watching it for a while, we start to see that our granddaughter is mimicking the things that Coco was doing on the show. So it's like, my husband started saying, it's like, they can't watch that no more. They can't watch that no more. Even down to Coco on her show is like, she kind of like, I don't know if y'all know who Martin, a lot of us do know who Martin Lawrence, where in the part where he played the one character that always have the snotty nose or whatever. My granddaughter usually be like the one that's like she hate anything dirty on her face or anything like that. So she would like immediately wanted to be. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here and I did not see. I actually have a snow. I have snow peas on my Y'all, I'm sitting out here and we discovering together. I hadn't even paid attention because the beans blend in so well with the stem that is on. And honey, I got beans hanging. And they so cute. We gonna make us some fried rice or something. You see how I'm all I don't discuss. See, we in the garden, child. We is growing. um, get out of the trend. Follow your own stuff. I know that's right, and that's one of the things my husband always say to me. He was like, when you can't figure out something that you doing in the garden, don't go and copy off what you see everybody else doing. He said, go on there, watch 2 or 3 videos, and out of those 2 or 3 videos, come up with your own thing. Put your own stuff together. Don't directly follow behind anybody else. Come up with your own stuff. And so that's what I do. And for me to just see simply how easy it is for kids to sit down and just watch that stuff, and then they want to follow directly behind it and everything. That's scary all in its own. Um, because in heaven your name doesn't change, in hell your name doesn't change, you and wherever you at, that's right, it ain't gonna change. um and neither is whether you a girl or a boy, ain't gonna change either. No ma'am. um you said you wanted some fried rice. I gotta show y'all these beans though. The little flat beans, the snow peas that they put in there. They all they all coming out, but I couldn't really see them because they blending in so well. But they on there, and they really on there. They look nice. I'm sitting here looking at them. Um, I'm eating a chicken salad sandwich. Ooh, I was gonna say I thought about it in the wrong way. When I'm thinking about a chicken salad, I be thinking about a salad with grilled chicken on it. I don't eat salad dressing though. And everybody be like, well, what you eat on a salad? Mustard. Nah, where the question gonna come from? How in the world? Ooh, get away from me. I notice mine has done the opposite of what I've wanted. Yeah, they all be doing that. You talking about the kids or you talking about the beans? Savannah. And I told y'all the same way on here. Sometimes I get to talking and then I be still. I don't be getting nothing done. That's how I am on the telephone too. For real, for real. I get on the phone and I become stationary. It's like I can't talk on the phone and do stuff at the same time. I can have on headphones and everything. I just can't. It's like I can't focus on what I'm trying to say or do nothing whenever I'm talking on the phone. Selena. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming through. I have to walk to the grocery store, but I didn't just pay for my car to get out of repossession. Just can't get my car until next week. But I'm gonna make way to that store. I know that's right. Don't let that stop you. Aisha, I done had a car repossession too. And it is not the end of the world. It definitely is not. You take that loss and then the next time you go through that situation, you will definitely make sure you don't have that experience again. You will make wiser choices. and all of the above. And sometimes when those things are removed, God be removing them because there's something else that's gonna fall into place. And sometimes it um there are things that you don't that doesn't have to come out of your pocket. So we just never know. The first thing we look at is everything that's bad happening in our life, and it ain't necessarily a bad thing. It could be the bad thing that's actually helping you get to the thing where you actually supposed to be at. So, if that makes sense on what I said. Didn't want her to have a bunch of tattoos, so now she barely has any unmarked skin left. I had her hair long coming past the backside, so she cut it off. Savannah, I think she knew your secret, girl. That's what the problem is. If they know you, be ooh, like listen, I had the same thing. I had my daughter um had hair past her butt too. She actually had dreads coming up, and we took so much pride in those dreads and everything. And honey, the day came where she just wanted them cut off or whatever. But also at the time too, that I was learning that whenever a woman changes her hair, um, her hair is a representation of the changes that are happening in her life. So, and I've actually recognized that with myself too, to be true, because I've also, before y'all met me, I had dreads that was down past my butt. Very, very long dreads. I cut them off. I have a couple of pictures on here that I use for my for my bubble or whatever, before whatever you call that thing. But to I cut it off, and actually my husband was like, "So you gonna cut your real hair off, and then you gonna go and put weave in your hair?" Cause I cut them off. So my husband's like, "That ain't make no sense that you cut your hair off to go and get some fake hair put in your head. Don't make no kind of sense." Um, So I remember that, and now my other daughter that has dreads in her hair, she's also starting that same old process of now she like want to cut them off, and her hair is right at her butt. So thank you, Selena. Thank you very very much for that. And she said she becoming. Oh Lord, nothing that I thought would happen when I had her. Well, I've been asked that question too, Savannah. That what would I do in that situation? And you know what? I can't even answer that. I can't answer that question for you. But that's what our kids growing up seeing right now. So all of them gonna feel like that. But we all was confused, just not in those same types of ways that the kids being confused with right now. Um, of what you are or whatever, and they'll go through those things. But somebody asked me, what am I going to do if one of my kids came up? Well, I'm actually dealing with it. I know, even though she hasn't told me, I know one of my daughters is into that kind of relationship. I've also suspected at some other times one of my other kids may thinking along those same lines or whatever. What you gonna do when that thing comes is what you gonna figure out when you get to going through those situations. So I don't think any of us have the ins or the outs of whatever it is. But the one thing that I'm adamant about is I'm not participating in it with you. You're allowed to go through your thing or whatever, but I'm not going along the ride with you. So, and I just think that's a part of adulthood. They're allowed to be, they're allowed to do the things that they wanted to. They don't waited all their life to be able to go and do whatever it is that they want to do. So when they finally reach that point and they ready to, a lot of the times they want to take you along with it. They want you because they need your stamp of approval on it. And sometimes I think that's easier said than done, to not give them their approval, because they tend to want to remove their love away from you or whatever. Kids tend to want to do the thing, especially when they found out that's the thing that hurt you. So let me use this thing right here against you. That's what I've been learning about my life. And so those things that people have used to hurt you before, you have to learn how to overcome those things. so that they don't get the best of you. And most of all, keep prayer on top of it. But just because that's where she going don't mean you got to go down that line with you, because you know what you gave birth to. Heck no, I paid $3,000 just the other day, but I'm in Louisiana. They took the car to Dallas. Oh Lord, they really playing, huh? But maybe things can still change for the better. Absolutely, they can. And the only way that it don't is when you stop believing, Savannah. So you believe no matter what you see. All you have to do is go back to the day when you gave birth to her. That's where you go back to when you don't got nowhere else to go to. Go back to the day where you gave birth to her, and you know what you gave birth to. So you don't need to go anywhere past that. Love them and keep on going through that, because I don't have any other answers, because that's one of the things that I have not been through yet. I have one that's dating um the same, but you know, I just keep finding my ways of that. Yeah, you can have that what you have. I just don't want to be a part of it. So, you know. Yeah, they absolutely do. And sometimes some people be nice and then they turn into nasty. So be careful of those ones, but definitely, I like being on here cuz I like to talk to people. Happy Ramadan. Same to everybody else, even though I don't completely know what that is, but I've been hearing people talk about it. I think it's kind of like some type of fasting or something, but I don't want to be disrespectful to whatever it means to anybody, so I'm gonna stick with I don't know much about anything. I'm just running my mouth. We still argue, especially when it's provoked by others. She knows I don't agree, but emotionally, I try to show her that I still love her. She said she appreciates that a lot. Um, so many things came to my mind when you just said that, Savannah, because I can hear a little manipulation in that, because I'll say it's like when you get to that point where you say you try and show her love so that she understands that you still love her. What if you get into a place, and I'm just asking questions, we having the conversation, because I really don't know, maybe we learning something together how to help each other out in the situation. But if on the inside of you, without a shadow of a doubt, it doesn't matter what anybody else in this world thinks, if you know that you love your daughter but you don't want to support that part of it, is it not loving them because you don't love necessarily the things that they doing, or the direction that they going in life? Does that mean that you don't love them? And I'm asking that question because that was something that I had to come to terms with, because when kids know they have that, even that part over the top of your head, that you love them so much so that you willing to lay down um the things that have guided you right in your lifetime. And sometimes kids will manipulate you to the point of where they'll have you doing all these things, and then you don't understand how you got to the place that you got to. Um, you know, the same way I don't want to force you to have to live the way that I live, I don't want you to force me to live the way that you live. We can do things separately, and when we come together with that, it's just me. My kids just know I don't like I don't like being around a whole bunch of new people, because I'm not just like the kind of person that with people in real life is like I'm easy to connect with somebody on whatever level that they're on, unless they just on some straight BS. Like I can't really do it. So I've never been the parent anyways that want to meet the boyfriends and the girlfriends and all of that stuff. No, I don't do that. I don't need you don't need to bring your boyfriend over here to meet him, because see, I'm the kind of one that you bring him over here this way, And point blank period, when I find out my kids dating anybody, the first thing that I'm gonna say about it is, Lord, if they ain't for them, move them out of their life. And that's me with any and everybody who am I went about my life doing the same thing. Start praying to people away that are not for me, because everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't against you. But I learned not to take on those struggles with fighting to keep people in my life that ain't supposed to be there. You let them go, and what they say, you turn them loose, and if they come back, then you'll know that it's meant to be. And other than that, let them move right along. But I get attached to people real easy, like, just through conversations. Like if they talk about stuff like I've been through in my life or whatever, it creates a relationship. And for me, I don't need all of those extra relationships and stuff. And if it ain't no purpose for them or whatever, I want to live a purpose driven life. So don't bring them over here. Don't meet me. I'm looking for Mr. Right. When the one that who you supposed to be marrying, you can bring him home to meet me. But all your little boyfriends and your little girlfriends and all of that stuff, mm-mm, I don't need it. I don't want it. Um, Stop taking others' punches. You don't deserve it. I know that's right. Um, she pulls on and works on my heartstrings. Yeah, you know what? Our kids know us just like we know them. They know the things that we like. They know the things that we don't like. Which is why I'm saying to you, I know my one of my daughters is in this kind of relationship. Did she come out and say it to me? No, I can feel the thickness in the air of when she comes around or whatever, and she brings that person with me. I'm not against the person. I'm not against my daughter or whatever. I'm just not for that. And two, where I am in my life is, if a person ain't already been here in our circle, I don't need any of that. So like, because in those situations too, when mad they come, they wanna you are all good before and now you the worst person ever, and they wanna take everything and use them against me. I just say I don't need no new people. Don't bring no new people around me, because a lot of young people ain't became who they really gonna be. Even when they 24, 25, 26 years old, we all been that age before, and we the age we is now. We don't look nothing, we don't resemble anything that we resembled back when we was 24 and 25 years old. At least I know I don't resemble. In the face I probably do, but I'm telling you, my whole insides on nothing, mm-mm, none of those things. And I'm just a straightforward person with my kids. My kids know how I feel about all of those things, and I'm willing to talk through them with you. But don't never come with the expectation that you're gonna change my mind about how I feel about something, you know. And I don't do no whole bunch of arguing with them, because I feel like where it is, you can defend yourself when we talking face to face, but you're defenseless against my prayers. Yes, the Selena, that my roosters be taking over the whole live most of the time. They even answer questions and stuff from me. Somebody come through and ask the wrong question, my chickens be like, they be talking, girl, the whole time. Um, my son wants a tattoo on his hand, oh, a skeleton hand, holding the clock and a rose. I said, "You're not." Oh, Yep, they be wanting all of those things and don't even have a clue. I was telling y'all one day, um, well, I have two stories. I had my sister. She know how I felt when I was raising her. She knew how I felt about tattoos. She wanted to get a tattoo, and I was against it. She hid that tattoo. Well, shortly after she had got the tattoo, she became pregnant and had a baby. And I swear, on that same breast where she got the tattoo put on her breast, on that same tattoo, she ended up getting an abscess on that same breast. And there was almost they were talking about amputating it, Um, because the abscess was so bad and she was so scared. And I think that was the last tattoo that my sister went and got. Cause she went with it. She's like, mm-mm. And in her mind, she's thinking because good morning, what time it is? You don't know. All right, I'm on live right now, so you can't come over here because I don't want you to be on the camera. Can you do what? It doesn't hang up there no more because it ain't long enough. They need a new one. You can get that. I cut a branch down right there, and I just stuck it inside of that tree right there. You can take that branch and you can set it. You can set it up in there if you just keep walking over there, up under that cherry tree. Is huh? Yeah, I stuck it in there because I ain't want your daddy to see I cut his tree. But I finally told him last night. But she had got an abscess on that breast. So then okay, she did hers. Then I had what was the other one? Oh, the other one I was telling y'all about the my son's girlfriend who y'all seen me get into it, or I was into it with on here one time. One day she went and got a she had went and got a tattoo and she got some piercings or whatever and she was showing them to me. And she was like, Mom, you like my new tattoos or whatever? And I just kind of looked at her. She asked me, do I like her piercings? And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, well, one thing about me, if you don't know, I ain't one, I don't care about no piercings. The only piercings you gonna see me with is I got this one when I was a itty bitty baby, and then I got this second one, this second hole that I hardly ever wear earrings in it because it get irritated so quick, whether they got real earrings in it or whatever. But I told her I said I ain't really into no piercings like that, but she had got her lip or something done in her nose, I think. But she was showing it to me, and she had just had a baby like 2 weeks prior to that, and then over the top of her eyebrow, she got the word Psalms 23 tattooed on her forehead. And I asked her, I said, I thought you don't believe in God. And she was like, why you said that? I say, well, do you know what Psalms 23 is? And she was like, no, I just thought it looked good on the paper, on the whatever you call it, the thing where they put on there or whatever before. She liked it the way it looked, so she ain't have no clue about what she ain't have no clue about what Psalms 23 was. Well, while she was standing in front of me, and which I know, I've already said that she definitely has some demonic issues, which is why I still, even though I'm so mad at her right now, I still have a heart for her because I've been there also. I've been through a lot of spiritual things. But as I, be- Boosie, don't let them out now. Yeah, see, you letting them out. Now they finna be bad. Look at them. No, don't chase after them because they just gonna run everywhere. Just let them chill. Lord Jesus, she done let the chickens, the roosters loose. Anyways, I don't forgot what I was gonna say. Well, anyway, she got that tattoo put above her eye. And I told her, I said, well, since you don't know what Psalms 23 is, so I started telling her what Psalms 23. And as I was saying it to her, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The more and more I read it to her, the more she started to back away from me. So I asked her, I said, well, how did you go and get a tattoo of something that you don't need? No, listen, if you throw it outside here, they're not going in there. You have to open the door and throw that on the inside, and they will come back on the inside. Open the door all the way and just make sure none of the rest of them come out. And then you have to throw the food in there. Open the door all the way. Now back away from the door. Go to the other side of the door and let them walk in by their own self. They going in because you throw food in there. Is he going in? Yeah. Now the other one have to pay attention. Don't scoop too much in there because they already done ate, huh? She put that branch. She got that branch that I cut down and put it in there, so they came out when she was taking it in there. When you she ran in there, I told you you. That's how you get them. Don't run after them because then they just gonna run all over the place. Um, but yeah, when she got I started reading it to her. She started backing away from me like I was like I was putting some sort of curse or something on her. But um, I knew that she hadn't looked into what it meant because before she had already said that she don't believe in all of the Bible stuff and all of that and everything. So you know, but I told her that once I've told you what Psalms 23 mean, you will never be able to look in the mirror again and not hear the words that I said. So, you know, you can't stay there and like drive it in. You have to drop it and leave it. Like I said, you don't have to stand there and argue with no person because they can argue back and forth with you again all day long. But if you know how to pray, you know how to say your prayers, they're defenseless against your prayers because you don't have to say your prayers out loud. You can say your prayers in your mind, on the inside of your soul, wherever it is that you're saying. Stop arguing with the people and pray. They're defenseless against your prayers. Nobody can stop those. Thank you for coming back, Miss Coffee. Did you get your mom all situated and figuring out her computer? I'm team mama, cause that's me right there. Don't be knowing what to do when it comes down to these computers and stuff. This grass trying to be all deep and everything. What kind of weeds is this right here? I don't know what kind of weeds this is right here, but they always grow. To me, they be like pretty. They kind of got a pretty look to them. I don't know. Just got her new and hooked it up yesterday, so she'll be calling me all week. I know that's right. Yep. And just like you, Miss Coffee, I got a whole one of my sons went to school for what you call it? Um graphic design, I think it is. He real computer savvy, but you know, he worked he worked 3 jobs and everything, so you know, I can't get on his nerve like that. Cause I'd have been had him here holding me by my hand, but I guess God said it's time um for everybody to stop holding your hand and everything that you gotta do. So now you're gonna get this here video what Miss Coffee sent you and learn how to do it your own self. And I'm grateful, have a greater appreciation for it, especially when you're learning. They say you fish for a man and give him a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat forever. I don't know why they just like they want to hold on to here. Um, y'all see that I'm in here pulling out this stuff. Anytime I start running my mouth, that make anything that I'm doing take about 2 or 3 hours longer. But this grass kind of be like when I tell y'all I like to peel stuff. Going through and peeling this grass be like my husband like to come out here and just get the hoe and just dig it all up and mix the grass all in with the dirt and stuff. Not me. I be wanting to see every piece of grass because I be wanting to pull every single piece of grass up from that. But that's part of that OCD thing too. Trying to make sure you get every little piece of grass, and then next week it'll be all back again. Trying to do the most. Hopefully y'all can't hear that music like I can hear it, cause my auntie about to get me flagged playing that radio, cause she over there just jamming her little life away. I can't hear the music. Good, Leslie. I'm glad you can. I'm glad you can't hear it. Even though she over there jamming and everything, but I wouldn't want it to be in my life. So they can flag me with that. Hearing the music, cause we a real musical family. We like everything to do with music. All music background. So anybody got their garden up and growing yet, or everybody waiting around for the right day to come through and get it done? Cause we can grow in several different ways. It don't have to be in the garden, long as we growing in some type of way. Maybe y'all can come through sometimes and teach me some other stuff that I ain't into yet. But there's other parts of like gardening. Like now, I gotta learn how do you store the things away to hang on to them for longer than what you know than you usually do. Cause I'm definitely gonna plant me more and more potatoes. I want to learn how to can my tomatoes because I like tomatoes in the can. I love me some. One of my favorite dishes is sausage, tomatoes, and rice. Who else? Who else into that right now? Too cold here. Waiting until April. Okay, yeah, that's what a lot of people say. But over here in Florida, we, you know, And cold ain't something we get too often. Over here we call cold when you hit you can be at 60 degrees. We over here we freezing over here. So we think, but what all you like to grow, Leslie? What do you put in your garden? I'm interested. Maybe you gonna say something that I ain't got in mind and I supposed to have in here and just cause I'll be all over the place. Just trying to do too many things at one time. And sometimes I start projects and don't never finish them. Trying to do too much. And I just be thinking about if my back wasn't jacked up the way that it is, I could be running through this garden like, ooh, the things I could do. But I ain't gonna reminisce on what I could do. I'm gonna reminisce on what I can still do. But boy, when I go in the house at nighttime, you talking about kicking my butt. My back be like, yeah, you done tried me all day long today. And you don't even much know that you gonna pay me tonight. My back be saying, pay me what you owe me, girl. You owe me a lot. And you done put me through it today. Now, I can't think for the life of me why this going out of this shit thing. Different types of tomatoes, arugula, herbs, squash, cucumbers, and I want to grow some beets. Okay, then, yeah, most of that I got. Arugula, is that kind of like that's like a lettuce, kind of like a lettuce, right? Um, 'Cause I think I got some of that. But it came in the type of lettuce that I planted. It's one of it's one of them that's inside of the lettuce that I bought. So I bought a mixture of lettuce. I be planting all different kinds of lettuce because my husband will eat. Well, my husband and my son they'll eat salad every day of the week. Um, my tomatoes I try to stick with. the beef tomatoes. I wanted to grow them Roma tomatoes at one point, but the vines just grow, they grow too long for me to keep up with. They be all over the place. So, I try to stick with the ones that I can more so maintain. And anyways, our tomatoes don't never get to stay on the thing because last year we probably got about 5 red tomatoes from off of there because my kids eat every tomato as long as it's yeah, anything got to do with a salad or anything like that. They don't too much, they don't care for they don't eat the cucumbers per se like that. But what I do with the cucumbers is I get cucumbers and then I buy when we grow the cucumbers, I just usually get them and cut them up, and I make bowls of vinegar and salt, vinegar, salt and pepper, bowls of cucumbers. Uh-oh, I just slapped y'all down in the dirt. I apologize, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hey, TMB back again. Um, I usually take them and just put them in vinegar, salt, and pepper, and then I give them out to the family, or whoever says that they want cucumbers like that, because we don't really do it. Most of them hate the way that it make you they make you burp and all of that stuff. Kind of the same way a watermelon will do the same thing, make you burp when you so my husband don't really like that. It's the tomatoes and the lettuce all on their own. It's just what they want. I mean, even some nights I cook a full meal and my husband still will get up in the middle of the night and he'll make him a salad. So, you know, I wish that's what he'll just say he want a salad right from the get go. Then I wouldn't even bother doing the rest of it. A salad it is. And he don't be want no meat with it, no nothing. He just want the lettuce and the tomatoes. Put him some ranch dressing on it. I don't eat salad dressing. I think it's disgusting. I ain't found not one salad dressing that I would eat. Nope. I like my salad grilled chicken, lettuce, tomatoes, and I can use jalapeno peppers on it. Maybe a little bit of cheese, maybe some croutons, and mustard. That's the part that I get to. Everybody be like, "What? You put mustard on your salad?" Yep, that's what I put on my salad. Or and I can do vinegar, salt, and pepper on my salad, but yeah, no salad dressing. I don't even like the vinaigrette. It's so peaceful out here. Oh, and then a bee gonna come zooming past my head as soon as I said it. Um, Brianna poppy seed salad dressing is delicious. Um, yeah, I don't think I heard of that. I heard of that name brand before, but yes, I have heard of poppy seed salad dressing. Yep, I ain't never tried it before, but I've never found a salad dressing. I told y'all anyways. I'm so picky with the stuff that I eat. So much so I had a lot of people be like, "Well, how you got so big?" Mhm. Eating the things that I do eat. No, most of my weight came from me. Every time I had a kid, I just gained more and more weight. That baby weight, and then don't ever lose it. So that's how I got to that place. And now we doing the reverse. I still eat the things that I eat. I try to eliminate all of the soda was the biggest part of my situation. Period. I can stay away from sodas and stuff. That's like half of the battle. And so I have my times. Like last month, I went back to my nightmares are those peanut peanut clusters, chocolate covered peanut clusters, and Coca Cola. Oh Lord, those two are my friend, but not my best friend. Yeah. Um, I had got to a point where I was mad a while back, and I just needed my chocolate and my Coca Cola soda. So, um, you know, I reverted back to that for a little while, and now I'm back. What? Oh, you must have heard. You must have was listening to the live. Oh yeah, but I don't. They said they couldn't hear it on here, but yeah, I could hear it. You was jamming though, girl. I'll just say I hope what you call it them don't want to be paid for their music. No problem. These weeds look like lettuce, don't they? A little bit. Pepsi is my problem. Pepsi used to be my thing back in the days until one day I realized that I literally couldn't go to sleep one night if I didn't have me one. And I had already told my husband, I said, I need some help getting off this here Pepsi. Then it was like this one night I was like, I want me a Pepsi so bad. He was like, uh, and then one of my friend was coming home from work one night, and when she came home from work, I saw she stopped by this one night. I wanted a Pepsi so bad, but she drank Pepsi the same way I did. And when she came home from work, she stopped by and dropped me a Pepsi. I was like, yeah, that's my bestie right there. Like she know I was in need of that. Not that I wanted it, I needed that Pepsi that night. Now how a bone? How do this bone get up here? What kind of bone is this? See, I don't know where this come from. I guess this my bone meal for my garden right here, cause I sure don't know how this going. I don't want to be up here digging up nothing that ain't supposed to be up here. Coming through here with this foolishness, a whole bone in there. Um, but yeah, I started having sleeping problems with Pips. I had to go away from that too. And I'm allergic to the aspartame in diet sodas. Give me vertigo. So I just have to lay them down to the side, point blank, period. But I do have times where I'll go and get me a 2 6 packs of the bottled cokes or whatever, and once I go through them, then I'll be like, I ain't doing it no more. You kind of have to be in moderation. Anything you do, you can't overdo it. Do a little bits at a time. Don't try to take away everything because you'll make yourself be real frustrated. Long as you working towards it, you go you might fall off a little bit. Get back on. Get back on. Don't give up. When I was pregnant, and even after I used to eat Cheeto puffs. Ooh, Cheeto puffs. Oh my God. Just take the whole bag out. They don't be nothing but a whole bunch of air either. But them was them. That's another thing. Cheeto puffs was. was my thing. But let me tell you all what I came to the conclusion that I ain't gonna do no more. See, usually we get the we get the Girl Scout cookies, right? But when I started really buying Girl Scout cookies, I bought them because um I had my friend daughter is in the Girl Scouts, so she sell the cookies all the time. So we buy them to support her, and I always bought this take my kids there and everybody pick out what kind of cookies they want. You probably end up spending somewhere around $45-$50 on cookies. But then when you think about it, $45 and $50 on cookies is absolutely ridiculous. So my friend's daughter doesn't sell them anymore. She's outgrown the Girl Scouts or whatever. So we seen some kids in front of the Walmart and they were selling Girl Scout cookies. And we had just left from out of the Walmart. And my kids was like, "Can we get Girl Scout cookies?" And I was like, "No." And then just so happened, I got $25 in cash in my pocket because I ain't finna swipe no card for them right now. So first I hand them the $20, and then my kids say, "Well, what about Daddy?" So I was like, "Okay, here, get the $5." After I get up there and I think about it, and I was like, my friend daughter does not do Girl Scouts anymore. Like, why in the heck am I spending $25 on Girl Scout cookies? Why? It's like, just to think about it, if you put it into perspective, you're spending $25 on cookies. Like, what the heck? I can buy a meal to cook for $25 or less. You know, but it was the craziest thing. But I do enjoy a good old lemonade. My kids got a wide variety of everything, one of everything. But I mean, as you see that, yeah, Girl Scout cookies are staying the same price. But do you understand that package is getting smaller and smaller and smaller? I said they think they slick. They still offering you the same old prices, but you ain't getting the same old situation there. So you know, yeah, Girl Scout cookies has gotten expensive. Yes, they absolutely are expensive. Okay, y'all, I think we, for the most part, are done with cleaning out our grass. I'm over here trying to get closer and closer to these potatoes, but I don't want to go too far because I'll be done dug up a potato or two trying to get over here and get at that stuff. So I don't want to get too close to that. See, over here, I tried to do what my husband usually do and hoe up everything. Now I'm over here searching through here, finding little pieces of grass that I can't stand. But that's why I get for trying to do it somebody else's way. Look at them. Oh, okay. Now let's see. Um, make your own cookies for much less. You said that right. Make your own cookies for a whole lot less. You cleaned it up pretty good. Okay, let me turn it around so y'all can see what the bed look like now. Over there, we got our potatoes in that corner because we trying them in all different kinds of ways and see which one work out the best for us. And then over here is where we just finished clearing out. Now I'm gonna
I'm gonna go over it a little bit and go back over there in that corner and start working from that corner to back over here to get our situation where we want it to be at. Um, put that there. And okay, we gonna start to work from that place. I think I'm just do a little part of it. Go over there and put my beans where I want to put them at. And everybody be like, you only do this so much of space and this and that. No, I be trying to put into that space as much stuff as I possibly can. You know, they be saying like you gotta have it separated this way and that way and all of that good stuff. Mm-mm. I be packing it. I be trying to pack it in, get it in there good. And I want to get as much as I can possibly get out of what it is that I'm doing. So I be trying to do a whole lot with the little space that I do have. And I don't like to say a little bit of space because I don't have a little bit of space. But I got a nice garden area. Did I turn that light on or do that light come on with the camera? Let me see. Let me let me front face it to me. Okay, what did I just do? Go back to chat by chat. Um, Try to be showing me all of this different stuff. I am so sorry. No, it is not your connection. It was definitely me. Oh my goodness, it's just gonna keep on shutting down. I need to let it charge. Okay, y'all, I do apologize. I hated to let the live just go out like that and I didn't say goodbye or anything like that. Just know my battery had died just then. I was not paying attention to how much battery life that I had left. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even showing on my screen. So that's what happened to me. But I'm gonna let this phone charge up and I will come back later on and show y'all, what we ended up doing with our beans. But I wanted to come back and just appreciate everybody for coming through and showing their support. You know, and let's grow and to us growing in the garden. So I will see y'all either later on tonight or later on this afternoon. I may go live tonight and might have a conversation after I done did some reading or whatever. But I will see you all later. It was not no, it was not your connection. Thank you very much, Miss Coffee, for waiting and going through your workday with me. But I'm gonna let this phone charge up. It was not showing me. I came on with a full battery. That just means we had some good conversation this morning or whatever. But either I'll be back live later on tonight. It's according to how my day go or whatever. But I just want to start being true to myself with coming on and you know
what my days like. When we have good days, we have good days. When we have bad, when we have bad days. So so far it has been really good days, especially with you all and everything. And thank you all, you know, for coming through. But I'ma let this phone charge up. And thank you all for coming and growing with Life with Tashanna over here. And continue to grow. Make sure you're growing in all ways. Until next time, check y'all later.